Oh man, and what they did with our backyard and made it a pure oasis. That's our Sylvester tree right there. A beautiful day, providing a ton of sunshine. We've got one exactly like this out in the front yard, and it is absolutely gorgeous. There's Bono hanging around on the artificial turf. What's up, Bono? What's the word, baby? There you go, wagging that little tail. Maiden, there she is. Ziggy. How you doing, Ziggy? There you go. So we got the doggies hanging out. So just want to give you a little, we got some of the trees starting off from this way with the artificial turf. You see, there's Ziggy again, of course. Got it all the way. And look, we got some flowers coming out. That tree now will start to also spring, and it's absolutely beautiful too. So got all that, they can do all kinds of things for you in your backyard to kind of make it an oasis, which is what we've done. And obviously the dogs can play. What's up, Bono? I got him there hanging out. Maiden. There she is. There she is. The one and only. She's mean as a skunk, by the way. Just want you to know. She's awesome with us, but I mean, if you're a stranger, you don't want to meet Maiden. So as you can see, and then the artificial turf, remember, there's no watering. There's no cutting the grass. It looks fabulous like this the entire time. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. Back here in this corner is where we put the barbecue. I wheel it out, cook, then I wheel it back in. See, looks beautiful, doesn't it? Flowers are coming out. It's awesome. And then when I want to play a little golf, there's my putting green down the side, which is a beautiful thing. There's one of the holes all the way to the other side where Bono is at. All lights up. It's really beautiful when it lights up. See, we got the rough. Got several. Got one on that side. Got one over there in the corner where Bono's leaving. Got rough all over the place, man. Just in case, you get the ball trapped in there. That's it. That's another swing. Right, Maiden? So, check it out, cuttersedgepro.com. Make your home an oasis. Make your business, your HOA complex, condominium, you name it, they got you, bro. They do it all. All right? Then cut your trees down, and the artificial turf, I swear by it. Really easy to maintain, and it looks just absolutely freaking beautiful. Cutter's Edge Pro. Right, Ziggy?
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines. If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right. Good afternoon, boys and girls. It is Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Those of you that are enjoying your day off, and obviously we enjoy our freedoms and our day off because of those who serve and have served, obviously. And so we are able to enjoy these days, and let's not ever lose sight of that, by the way. So we will have Ira Winderman with us today at 1 o'clock. He'll join us after Heat Shoot Around. I know normally we're on at 10, but today's kind of a light day. I just want to make sure we have audio's good, all that, everything's all kosher. Just want to make sure you all can hear me as we look to bounce back tonight, right? After 3 straight losses, we'll see what happens with the Miami Heat tonight. Are you done whining and complaining about the 3 seconds? Are you done with that stuff already? Is that embarrassment over already? Because really, I'm embarrassed for the Heat Nation that was actually whining like a little bitch about that. So hopefully you got over it, and you know, it's up to the players. It's really what it is. You know, it's up to the players. They got to find a way to get it done. They make the basketball plays, and then maybe they'll be able to, get it done. That's all. It's not anybody else but look in the mirror and box people out, hit open threes. You know, Duncan was 3 of 4 from 3-point range when he got those 2 last shots. He picked the wrong time to miss, dude. It's kind of what, it's this long discussion that we continue to have about Bam, right? And I was going back and forth with one of our guys in the meteors, and he's obviously a believer in Bam, and he's like, "Well, he's only 25. You got to wait." And no, dude, you're already at 25. You're already a star. If you're a star, you're a star. You're balling already at 25. You know what I mean? And this is why I tell you, it's not about Tony Brothers or Scott Foster being on the referees tonight. It's not about the 3-second call. No, dude, it's about people stepping up
and being stars and stepping up in big moments. You know, Caleb Martin stepped up in a big moment the other night. That's what you need. While Gabe hit some shots, 6 of 18 sucks. It just looks good because he shot well from three-point range, but overall, he did not shoot well. He has to shoot better tonight. Can't have that many misses. Okay? Can't. You can't. So it's about, Bam. For all of you frauds out there, because you're a fraud just like Bam is. Because, if you don't have the balls to admit that Bam's not a star, I can't help you because there are no examples. Stars impose their will every night. They can have an off night like Jimmy Butler can have. He's actually had a couple. But you're not off all the time. And then occasionally, that's what one guy did to me. Oh, well, he got 30 and 15 here. And I go, yeah, so what? Occasionally doesn't make you a star. All right, how many more years do we have to wait till he's 29? And so you got to step up. And Jimmy's got to step up. Without your only star not playing well, you're not going to win. And I am terrified of this game only because where did Jimmy get some rest? Where did he get some rest? He hasn't. And his legs look dead the last couple of games. He has no lift. He has no explosion. He mustered some energy at the end. And that's all guts and balls and, all that. But that can't carry you for 4 quarters if you don't have, the gas in the tank. And that's the problem right now. That does Jimmy have the gas in the tank to finish off the season? And I hate the fact that we got people that have the balls to pick on Jimmy Butler. The only reason you're here is because of Jimmy Butler. The only reason you matter, the only reason you've had this run is because of Jimmy Butler. It's not a very good team. And that's the problem with some of you in the Heat Nation. You kind of lost sight that this is not really a good team. They've just been on a hell of a roll, but they're really not a good team. And the 3 losses prove it to you. This is, the funny part is watching Heat fans, some of them out there, they act like the last 3 weeks is what they really are when they had an absolute example of 82 games of who they are. That's the funny part. You know what I mean? It's just the weirdest thing, man. Just odd. But I guess this is what happens. This is when you find out, the people that actually look at it objectively, and then the people that are, like, my God, what has changed in our media? I'm watching television, okay? And I'm not going to throw names under the bus, but dude, it's amazing to me how little of them dare to have an opinion. They couldn't even make a selection. They're afraid that if they pick against the Heat, the backlash they'll get from fans. Wow, I didn't grow up like that, dude. Not in this business. I don't give a shit. I'm going to tell you exactly what I feel. If I think the Heat are going to win, I'll tell you the Heat are going to win or the Dolphins are going to win. And if I think they're going to lose, like tonight, I'll tell you they're going to lose. I have no problem with that. My God. Soft-ass media, get some balls. Ladies and gentlemen, get some balls in the media. My Lord. Holy shit. I get it. You work in that corporate world, so you're constantly scared working in that corporate world on, will I say this? Will I ruffle feathers? But my God, for people not to be afraid to have an opinion? Come on, man. And by the way, most of these people are fly-by-nighters. They're not even South Floridians. So you're here today, probably gone in a year or 10 to another city. Like, what the hell do you care? You know what I'm saying? None of them are like me, born and raised here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here every day, right or wrong. I don't hide. It's really, dude, it is shameful to watch media members afraid to have an opinion. And like that they want to pick against the Heat, but they don't dare say it. Like, God bless, dude. This soft ass world is just like, it's embarrassing for me. I gotta say, considering how I grew up, and in this business, you got to have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's right or wrong, whether you got it right or you got it wrong, or you're whatever, roll with it, live with it. That's it. You're going to be wrong. Now, that's the other thing. Are you afraid to be wrong? You can't be afraid to be wrong, because we're all going to be wrong a whole bunch of times. It's just the weirdest. I don't know if you guys noticed it too when you watch some of the local media. Like, it's like pulling teeth to get a prediction. What, you're afraid of pissing off the fan base? Because clearly you want to say that you think they're going to lose, but you don't want to say it because you're afraid of the backlash. Because if you were all gun-ho Heat, you would have just said, "Oh, let's go Heat's going to get it done." Or maybe you could do what some media members do. They have no opinion. They just say everything pro, and then that way they never lose. Because, I always pick the hometown team. I'm Mr. Nice Guy. You'll always love me because I'll always pick the hometown team, even if I'm wrong, but I'm saved. I pick the hometown team. That's the two styles that I see locally in the media. One, have no balls and have no opinion, be afraid. Two, just pick the Heat or the Dolphins or the Marlins or the Canes or the Panthers or Inter Miami, so you can be Mr. Nice Guy and be liked by everybody, because you're so worried about being disliked by people. God. Sad, dude. Sad. Really is. But hey, if that's the existence you want, that's fine with me, man. Knock yourselves out. I have no problem with that. But I do find it freaking hilarious when I see this soft ass approach that we got going on. Victor Huertas. Thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. He says, Big O, I have a BAM jersey, and every time I wear it, we lose. Should I get rid of it? I bought it about a year ago, and it was my first jersey. No, man, Bam's a hell of a player. No, see, we got to, again, we got to compartmentalize the conversation. We have to separate church and state. We have to understand Bam is one hell of a role player. He helps you out in every area. The discussion is he a star? He's not a star. But he's Udonis Haslem. He's PJ Brown. It's just a different version. Like, UD's not the same as PJ, and Bam is not the same as PJ or UD, although UD's way more clutch in shots than either one of those two guys. That wasn't PJ's thing, and we were all fine with that. And that's not Bam's thing either. He's the guy that assists on the pick and roll, an alley-oop, a little shot off the elbow. You see how limited he is? They just pack the paint because they know he can't shoot. And because I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. They pack the paint because they know he doesn't have the balls to shoot consistently. And by the way, that is Bam Adebayo's problem. His balls have never dropped. Okay? It's not a lack of ability. It's a lack of balls. It's not a lack of athleticism. It's a lack of balls. Can he shoot a 15-footer, a 16-footer? Can anybody argue with me and tell me he can't? No. He can nail the 15, 16-footer going out of style. So why doesn't he drown your ass with 15 and 16-footers? But he doesn't, because he doesn't have the balls. Now, he doesn't have the ability, hasn't developed the ability to shoot the three consistently, and they know it. So then you have not added that part of your game because you can dribble, you can drive, you have quickness. Dude, learn the three. Be aggressive on taking the three. Be aggressive on taking the two. If you showered them with twos, they would come out of the paint, and then you can drive into the paint. Cojones! So really, that's all that it is with Bam Adebayo. It's not a lack of ability. The Lord gave him all the ability in the world. It's not a lack of coaching. He has it. It's not a lack of confidence around him. Everybody wants him to take that step forward. It's his balls. They haven't dropped. He hasn't said, F the world. Give me the goddamn ball. I'm driving to the hole, and you're not stopping me. He hasn't grabbed the ball and said, screw you, here's 16-footer over your head. Again and again and again. Oh, you're coming out? I'm going in. No, let's just pack the paint. He's got a remedial game. He can't do it. He can't answer. He has no chess moves. That's all it is, dude. That's all it is. And that's what makes him a P.J. Brown and a Udonis Haslem. Terrific role player. Not a frontline player, not a star. Stars impose their will. He refuses to impose his will. He has no cojones in his game. He gets by with pure athleticism. He's a finesse player when you should be more force. Can't even block shots with that length and athleticism. What the hell is that? How soft can you be when you can't block shots at that size, that length, that athleticism? Dude, if you're Jokic and you do all the other things, because, he can score and pass and at will and all that, but he doesn't block shots. I can live with that because, dude, you carry everything else. But, Bam, you don't carry shit, dude. You're a role player. You fill roles. Well, then start blocking shots, bro. Start blocking shots, because since you're not gonna be an offensive force because you have no balls, because you refuse to grow up and become a nasty man on the basketball court. That's the other thing. He's too nice of a guy. And that's probably what it is. Too much of a mama's boy or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's no nastiness in him. There's no edge in Bam Adebayo. That's his problem. And the problem with us is we keep waiting for an edge. Brother, if you had an edge, you would have shown it since high school. Let's be honest, dude. When you're a mother effer, you're a mother effer every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You're a mother effer if you're playing mini golf, if you're at Top Golf, if you're on the basketball court, or if you're playing a regular basketball, like in the NBA. But competitive people like Jimmy Butler are trapped inside a fucking bubble and say, how can I steal these people's money? I'm going to make some big head coffee, $20. Huh? Well, you can't get it anywhere. Monopoly. That's a mother effer. You see? That's a go-getter. Where's Bam's go-get? Where is he? I'm trying to find him. Where is it? Because it doesn't exist. No hay cojones. There are no balls there. It's all finesse. And that's it. And he refuses to be great. Even though he has all the ability, everybody sees it. Riley sees it. Spo sees it. You see it. I see it. So when? When is it going to happen? And you know what happens also? Soft ass media doesn't challenge him either. You know, so what can I tell you? Play this video for Bam. That's what you should do, Miami Heat. So that way he can, somebody needs to tell him, like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, when? Or is it, do we stop already? Do we just say, this is who you are, dude? You're passive Bam. You'll always be passive Bam. You'll never have a fire in your ass on a consistent basis. You'll never be wired like Alonzo Mourning. You'll never have the fire desire of a Tim Hardaway. You'll never want to be a winner like Dwayne Wade. You'll never have a never say die attitude like Jimmy Butler. You're just not that mother effer. You're a super nice guy. Marry my daughter, be a great citizen, pay your bills, pay your taxes, live in a picket fence, house, 2 kids, 2 cars, pay your insurance every day, and, fill your gas up before it gets to the 8th tank so you don't, use the bottom end of the gas tank. Make sure you tune up your car every 5,000 miles. I got you, Bam. I got you, Mr. Rogers. If you want to go down Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, then that's where we're at. But if you want to know why you're 3-3, it's because Jimmy doesn't have another mother effer next to him to unload the work to take off the workload. And that's when you had the big 3. They could carry each other. They could help each other. Shaq and Wade, Timmy and Zoe. When you have stars, they can alternate. Can you imagine Tim Hardaway not being aggressive? Can you imagine Tim Hardaway being timid? So if you want your issues, you know what I mean? For all you weak-ass Bam defendants, because, bro, you have nothing to stand on. Like, absolutely nothing to stand on. All you can point at is his ability. There's nothing else to point at. There is no streak of consistency ever. Flashes don't ever mean you're a star. So it's not about who's the referee tonight. It's not about the 3 seconds. It's not about being on the road. It's not about any of that. It's about cojones tonight. And tonight, you got to play and lay it all on the line, as Triumph would say. And then we'll see. I know Jimmy's going to try and get the rest, whatever he has left in that body of his. He doesn't have much left. The poor man's just absolutely wasted. Question is, what do you got? What do you got on the other side? What do you got with everybody else? Ty the Kid, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. He says, I don't blame Jimmy, don't blame Spo. I blame Pat Riley. Had 4 years to get Jimmy real help and can't expect Spo to win with chicken scraps. That's the right attitude, and that's exactly what's going on here. I love Riley to death. I'll defend Riley to death. I got his back forever, but I'm not going to, if I'm going to pick on Bam, say, yo, bro, like, when are your BBs going to drop? You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to say that about Bam, I'm going to say, yo, Riley, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You screwed up for 4 years. You've wasted 4 years of Jimmy Butler. You're not winning a title this year. Even if you win tonight, you're not beating Denver unless there's a bunch of injuries to Denver. You need a bunch of luck. But you're not winning shit. And you screwed the team by not being able to get that other star. And you screwed the team by allowing Kyle Lowry and giving Duncan that contract and Tyler Hero. And you messed up with Tyler Hero. That's a bad contract. He's not a star either, by the way. And he's too fragile. He can't even hold up. Breaks down all the time. So, yeah, no, it's all on Riley here. This is all Riley's fault. Spo, more than enough. So Rosendo says, good afternoon, Big O Nation. On this Memorial Day, let us honor all the members of the military who died in service for others and for those military families who mourn their loss. Amen to that, sir. Amen to that. My dad served in the late 50s and early 60s. Around 59 to 60. I think might have been 64, I think. Yeah, I think it was 64. Because then when he got out, he then got on a boat in the middle of the night and went back to get my mom. So, yeah. I think it was 64. And then 66, bad news. I showed up. Bad news. Jesus, that's terrible news. Anyway, what are we going to do, right? It is what it is. All right, so we got the game tonight, 8:30 TNT, TD Garden. Celtics are favored by 7.5. The over and under is 203.5. Let's see if they can get it done. Time to leave anything and everything on the court tonight. By the way, hockey, we're all Dallas Stars fans. We need the Dallas Stars to win tonight to even that series and take it to 7. In fact, I'd like to see the Dallas Stars win in 4 overtimes tonight. And then on game 7, I don't give a shit which one wins. Although I'm kind of rooting for Vegas in a way because, I don't know, maybe I can sneak a game in Vegas if by some miracle or something, get a ticket or something and fly over there just to see a game and see a Stanley Cup game. I could, it's Vegas. I do anything to go to Vegas. Any excuse to go to Vegas. Plus, I'm sure there'll be a concert or two I can go to at the same time. So nothing wrong with that. But we got to root for Vegas. Panthers, man, getting lots of time to rest, which is a beautiful thing. All right, let's get ready for the second hour. Ira Winderman will join us on the other side.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Keep fans. Time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
All righty, there he is, fresh off of shoot around. Good afternoon, sir. Hope you had a good weekend.
Good weekend, but just too much traveling back and forth to Boston. Same hotel room as the last 2 times, same hotel. Not shocked to be here for Game 7, even after up 3-0, because the Celtics are good. And they're the better team talent-wise. So you could say for the Heat to get here to a Game 7, hey, maybe this is the way it always should have been anyway.
What do you think about all the stinking whining about the 3 seconds?
You know what? It just is. It's just a moment in time happened that no one could see coming. 1/10 of a second, 3/10 of a second. Maybe Smart shoots the ball even faster. The NBA went to replay, did what they thought was best. There is no conspiracy, Big O. You know what? The players are fallible. The referees are fallible. The replay center is fallible. No one blames a player after a turnaround, a turnover, or a missed free throw. That's part of it. It's a human error sport. If you disagree, fine. If you want to say they made a mistake, fine. But that's what sports is all about. That's what life is all about. I think you just move on.
Listen, in the end, and I tweeted this out, there's Horford's arm on Butler, 3 seconds. Okay. Bottom line, in the end,
let's see. Duncan Robinson was 3 of 4 from 3-point range at the moment that he shot 2 that
Two.
missed.
Wide
Okay?
open. Wide open.
And then you know, your Caleb, or I think no, it's Struce. You had a shot to box out White and you failed.
No,
And
he
on the other
no,
side,
he met his assignment. He did what he was told.
who was
No,
so then who was supposed to box out White?
there was no box out on the inbounder. The thought on the approach, Big O, was to put 2 on Jason Tatum, and if someone else beats you, you live with it. Because
Okay.
you know and I
On
know.
the other side of that bounce, Jason
Right.
Tatum's flying on the right side too. He may have had a chance to tip it in if the ball bounces to the right instead of to the left. My point is,
Mm-hmm.
you had all the basketball plays to make to
Right.
win the goddamn game. So if you don't box out White or Tatum and you don't make those 2 3-pointers, brother, how much more help do you want? Overall, you had every opportunity to seal that game.
Sure.
And by the way, when he's touching him there, when you see that, is Butler's foot on the 2-point area or the 3-point area in that moment?
It's what he shot. They reviewed it and they said it was a 3-point shot. I know what you're saying. Again, it's not when he's touched. It's when the referee blows the whistle, which is not shown in the photo.
But if you're going to put 3 seconds, this is 3 seconds.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. This is the 3-second point.
On the television clock.
And by the way, as Butler's making his way there, he carries the ball too.
No, they ruled he didn't. If you bobble the ball and regain possession, it's not a carry. And they addressed that in the officiating report. And they addressed it, and I've seen that call before.
Listen, it's the NBA. They can address whatever they want. I know what I saw. Okay?
And they know the rules.
Yeah, you can tell me what you want. That doesn't mean I have to believe the bullshit you're selling me, okay? And the NBA is a load of bullshit on a consistent basis. But the bottom line, having said it all, you had the basketball plays to make, and you failed. And you played like shit the entire game. And for anybody in the Heat Nation to feel entitled at the end of that game with the way you played, that's the part I kind of find absolutely hilarious.
And yet, if a ball doesn't go in with 1/10 of a second to go, you look at the Celtics up 10 with 4 minutes to go, and you go, using your bad word, I'll use a different word, they crap the game away. Because holy crap, how did the Celtics ever let a 10-point lead with 4 minutes to play devolve into an absolute desperation, once-in-a-lifetime play? Also, look, these teams have both looked shaky at times for teams in the conference final. Boston, let's face it, Big O, has looked terrible during clutch time in this series. The games they have won, they have been up big. A couple of times they've held the lead, a couple of times they've barely held on, or one time they barely held on. So the Celtics hardly have played as the most poised team at the finish either. These are flawed teams that have played over 100 basketball games this season. This is what you see when you turn to Memorial Day to play a little bit more basketball. I understand. I heard you in your previous segment talking about the line is 7.5. I thought it might have been more for the Celtics, and yet, I'm sorry, but I don't see this game as a given. There are other times during the season, during the playoffs, you might have told me, hey, Ira, Milwaukee Game 2 is going to come back and crush their butt, and they did. The Knicks are not going to lose a Game 5 at home, and they didn't. I get that. I'm just like, my mom asked me today, and I said, no, I would not bet the farm on this game, even though every indicator is pointing toward Boston, because Big O, this Heat season this year, we just don't have a clue the way the Heat season has played out.
Well, I right now my concerns are Jimmy Butler. I think he's fried. I think his legs are done. When White blocked it 2 games ago, and then Tatum, there's no lift there. I think it was pure balls and adrenaline that he found some fumes left in his tank at the end to try to make something happen. And God bless him, he made it happen. But my real concern going into tonight is I think Jimmy Butler is spent, dude. I don't think he's injured. Some people are saying injured. I don't believe any of that. I believe that the man, he's a freaking human being, bro, and he's been a machine. And he's
33.
He's killed himself. And so I that's where I don't have a lot of hope for tonight. Jimmy can make all the bold predictions, but it's that scene in Top Gun. Son, your ego's writing checks your body can't cash. And that's what I'm really concerned about right now with Jimmy Butler. It's not the person. I'm concerned about the human being right now being worn out at this point.
You know, and Big O, this is one of the few times in our recent Acura Pembroke Pines reports I would agree with you, except for this. During that game, I actually texted a confidant of Jimmy, and I said, my quote was simply this: injury or illness, ? Because he did not look like himself. But in that fourth quarter, when he scored 15 points and got to the foul line for 10 free throws, he looked reborn, for lack of a better word. What I'm saying is this: there was no more pacing himself. I even thought Jimmy
paced himself. But wait a minute. He was pacing himself. He was passing up shots.
Yes,
He was
yes.
trying to
I agree.
That's what he did. He saved his energy till the end.
And I believe tonight he won't. And tonight we will see if he can call upon one last time, muster, you know what, Heat's expression, every last ounce. That's what tonight's game is about. I agree with you, Big O. We'll see it early. But sometimes you can muster in these moments of adrenaline every last ounce. Look, he might be spent on Tuesday and spent on Wednesday, and thankfully the finals aren't until Thursday. Or Big O, unfortunately, he might have 3 months to rest after tonight's game. But I think whatever modern medicine can do, whatever Butler ego can do, whatever playoff Jimmy can muster, I think we'll see tonight. I agree with you. First 3 quarters, we were all sitting there on press row going, what the hell is with Jimmy? And you're right. He is 33, who's had to carry too much of a load because Bam Adebayo's not scoring, because Tyler Hero hasn't been available, because they've had to change the lineup because Kevin Love couldn't get back on defense or close out to the three-point line. They have asked everything for him. I'm going to let you in on a secret, and I know Stan Van Gundy said this on the broadcast also. If the way the game went through 3 quarters, the Heat somehow would have pulled it out, I was very close for voting Caleb Martin over Jimmy Butler for the Larry Bird Award for MVP of the series for what he injected into the series. Tonight, maybe Jimmy changed the voting again.
Like I've said before, if there's a guy on this team that could become the second star, not is, because there are no second stars on this team, it's Caleb, not Bam Adebayo. Caleb's the one that has, quite frankly, it's what I said earlier. The balls, bro. The balls. That's what happens.
Could be Tyler Hero. Could be Tyler Hero also.
Adebayo's problem is his BBs have not dropped. He refuses to become a mother effer.
It's not who he is. It's not who he is.
Exactly. And so that's why he'll never be a star. Because
he's a star. He'll never be a superstar, you can argue, but he's a star because what he does on the defensive end is so above and beyond that his defense, Big O.
He's UD and PJ Brown.
Oh God, no. Those guys never had the defensive versatility that Bam did. Bam is a defensive.
Not defensive versatility, but he did a pretty good job on slowing down Dirk Nowitzki in 06.
Look, okay. they had moments. I would say this. Bam
and UD was very clutch from 15, 16 feet away, which is, by the way, one of the things that I talked about earlier. Like, if Bam wanted to, right, because he has the ability, he can drown you in 16-footers. Why he does it, I have no idea. And look, his game is so remedial that all they do now is pack the paint because they know he's not going to kill you from the outside. But it's pretty easy. If they're going to pack the paint, nail them with 15-footers. And then once you bring them out, you have the athleticism
and he did that for the first 3 months of this season when his scoring was up, his shooting was in, his middies was good as anyone. And then, Big O, comes playoff defense. And then it's a different sport the way they play it.
You got to be able to do both. If you're a star, you got to be able to do both. All the great stars do both. They help you on defense. They help you on offense. We've had them here, those kind of cats. I'm telling you, he is a UD, a PJ Brown. He is a super role player, a different kind, because all three of them are completely different. But yeah, are they important cogs to your team? Hells to the end. This is what I tell people all the time. What you need is a star on this team, along with Butler, and Caleb can be your 3, and Bam can run everything else, roll, defense, all that kind of stuff. It's your Tyler, Lowry, and Duncan salaries that should have been a star instead, unfortunately.
And Tyler still might be. He was trending that way this year. Defensively, he's limited, but you know what? So many stars in this league are limited, from the Beals to the Lillards.
He's not reliable.
he can't be, his body doesn't hold up, Ira. It's 2 straight years you're in the postseason without the kid. It's just you can't count on somebody like that. You've got, and by the way, he's had injury history throughout his entire tenure. He has missed time all throughout. Durability is a real problem for Tyler Hero, which, I don't even know if he could ever become a defensive force because his body doesn't hold up, all the time.
Oh, he'll never be a defensive force. I think he could be one of those players who's scoring alone, the Bradley Beals, the Damian Lillard, players like that, whose offense can be so above and beyond. Again, number 2 scorer on this team during the season, freak injury, diving for a loose ball, not usage, not his body breaking down. He dove for a loose ball and 2 of his fingers jammed through the back of his hand. It's a happenstance. Now, look, I agree. Whether it's serendipity or not, you have to be available. Availability is still the best ability. I agree with that, Big O.
Bam plays through injuries. Jimmy plays through injuries. Caleb slid his back right into the goddamn chairs in the Knicks game, twisted up his ankle, came back. Gabe twists up his ankle. He comes back. You got to find a way to fight through things. And then sometimes Tyler's had some of these injuries that you can't fight through because they're just big injuries.
Breaks, yeah.
Bottom line is, dude, there has to be some durability there, some toughness. And unfortunately with Tyler, that's been a real problem outside of dressing terrible. Anyway, yeah. Oh God. I know I'm Mr. Concert Shirt and Jeans, so I can't talk, but Jesus Christ, but my style doesn't change at least.
I would say this though, Big O, both you and I couldn't afford to dress as terribly as Tyler dresses.
Oh, no, I can't afford his hats. Just his hats alone probably cost a lot more than, 86 of my concert shirts, combined. So it is what it is. But tonight, the growth of Caleb. It's almost like this offense has to go through Jimmy and Caleb, correct? I mean, that's kind of
nothing really goes through Caleb. They don't call plays for Caleb. Caleb's energy has to energize the offense. That's what he does. Cuts, second chances, fast breaks, transitions. That's been the problem against playoff level.
Run some of the offense through him. That's my point.
Is you can't, because that's not what he does. You run through Jimmy, and that's the problem. You try to run through Bam, and you see right away whether it's going to be another 5 of 16 night, and then you're in big trouble, or else you have to find another person. That's where they miss Tyler. This series and most playoff series this deep are about creativity. We've seen it with Jamal Murray, with the Nuggets. Let's be honest, Big O, we saw it with Tyler Hero, especially in the bubble against the Celtics. There's so little offensive creativity that just what you spoke about, Jimmy Butler breaking down, they are asking him on every offensive set. You initiate. Gabe Vincent hit shots. Gabe Vincent probably takes some shots he shouldn't, but he's not afraid. But he's almost become their number 2 option when it comes to shots. And I mean, you're talking about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on one end and Jimmy Butler, and you don't even know who player B is on the Heat end. Kind of remarkable, even being up 3-0, that they're at a Game 7 when you look at the talent disparity.
Have they ever told you, because I know they don't talk much, but has anybody in the building ever told you, does anybody get into Bam's face, try to challenge him to be
coach players as to who they are, and they know that Bam is not the kind of player, if they do the fiery rip into him type of coaches that we've seen before, he's someone you have to work with. And again, I think they also know from their metrics and their film and everything what his ceiling is. He's never going to be a great offensive player because that's just not who he is, because they're asking him at 6'9" to go against giants at times.
But the ability is there. It's not who he is because of his inner person. It's not because he doesn't have the skill set, which is the screwed up part about Bam. Bam has the skill set to be a 3-point shooter also, by the way. Look at his stroke. The kid's got it, bro. He doesn't have this, what's it called? Like a discombobulated type of, shot. Dude, it's a beautiful shot.
But I'm not sure I want him away from the rim. Look, one of the problems Big O is on defense. He switches out. He goes away from the rim. We've seen the Heat have gotten killed. There is no rim protection on this team. God bless Cody Zeller. Well, now if you want him to shoot threes, then no one's getting the offensive rebounds also. That's the problem. The problem with Bam also is this, Big O, if you'll let me talk for a second here, is this. He has played well alongside another big. Him and Kelly Olynyk, 2020 in the bubble. Myers Leonard, God bless him for what he is or isn't. The Heat, by making Bam play with smalls almost all the time exclusively, God bless Caleb Martin, but hell, I don't even know if he's a small forward or a shooting guard, and he's starting at power forward. I think when you have someone like Bam in a perfect world, you always talk about getting a number 2 for Jimmy Butler. I think you need to find some size alongside Bam so you don't sort of overstretch him from what he should be. He's 6'9". He's the prototypic build of an NBA power forward who's been asked to play center from day one since he arrived and replaced Hassan Whiteside.
All right, what do they got to do to win tonight, man?
Make threes and have Boston miss threes. It's so simple. It's like, you and I can talk strategy for another hour here in our Acura Pembroke Pines report. The Heat have to hit threes. The Celtics came out here in Game 5 and hit so many threes, the Heat were done right away. I know it's cliche about being a make-or-miss league, but tonight is a make-or-miss game. The Celtics made no three-pointers at all in Game 6. That's why the Heat, on an awful night from Jimmy, a poor night from Bam, were able to survive. If Boston just returns to the mean, the Heat are in trouble. Unless Caleb Martin, Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent, and Max Strus and their three-point shooters come through, I think this very much is a game decided at the three-point line. And throughout the course of the regular season and the playoffs, Boston's been the better three-point shooting team.
No Tyler tonight, right? Of course.
No, but man, he worked so hard. You saw the video we tweeted out from practice. He is working so hard. I even turned to someone, I go, how about for a minute or two tonight if they need him? And, no, he's not ready, but he's getting close. I would say this. I don't think tonight, but I never fully trust the Heat injury report. But if they get to the finals, yeah, I think you'll see some Tyler.
All right. Yeah, they could use that off the bench, that's for sure. A little spark. What do you got going on leading up to game time?
Well, everyone's sort of forgetting, but this could be Udonis Haslem's final game. And I spoke to him, and he said, look, they almost lost in that plane to Chicago, and that would have been a very unceremonious end to his career. If nothing else, he's riding the playoff wave. He says, look, I'm not thinking about the end now. I'm thinking about going to the finals, but at least it's the way he wanted to go out, with some glory, with a deep playoff run. So I spoke to him about that. Then I spoke to a player who plays for the Celtics, Justin Champagny, about he played with Heat players in Sioux Falls this year in the G League. And he said, you know what, Ira? Orlando Robinson, Jamal Cain, even Nikola Jovic, they look really good in our playoff run in Sioux Falls. The Heat might have their next pipeline. And Big O, that is important for this reason. Gabe Vincent's an unrestricted free agent. Max Strus is an unrestricted free agent. There is only so much money under the cap, under the hard cap for the Heat. They may have to go in a different direction with youth. And what he told me was the Heat are also in good shape stepping forward, and that's what they've always done. They've always had next man up.
Those guys to go over the cap?
You won't have to. They'll be minimum guys. They're under contract. It's minimum deal, so you won't. The Heat can re-sign Vincent and Strus to go over the cap. Absolutely. There is nothing from stopping them from signing it. And Big O, we'll talk about this further down the road. You've heard it and I've heard it. Mickey Harrison has said, if our team is in championship contention, I will spend whatever it takes. Well, hell, you can't be much closer to championship contention. I think you'd agree that a Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals is going to be a very interesting offseason.
Listen, like I've told the Heat Nation, in the end, okay, you can say whatever the hell you want. If they told you 4 years ago, Spo and Jimmy are going to 3 Eastern Conference Finals, possibly 2 NBA Finals, and you're only going to have 1 star on this team, everybody would have said, get the hell out of here, dude. What are you, ridiculous?
Right.
Like Joel Embiid can't do this shit. Like the Nets with their stars that they had for a couple years, they can't do this shit. Like go around the entire NBA. Giannis may be the only one that may have done this 3 out of the last 4 years or something like that.
And the Celtics. Yeah, and the Celtics. Right.
No one and by the way, the Celtics and the Bucks, they're doing it with more than Jimmy Butler.
A lot more.
That's my point. Nobody has done more with less in 4 years.
I agree.
Than Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler. Let's not lose sight of this. So even if they lose tonight, as much as it sucks, as much as you're 150 and you're the one, I get all of that. This is terrible. I don't want them to lose. But the bottom line is they have severely overachieved for 4 years. The failure was that the front office did not get that other star next to Jimmy. And that's my problem with this whole scenario. We have ruined the 4 best years that you're going to get from Jimmy Butler. And that's the part that really bothers me in the end. But
I don't know if you can ask for any more from these two men. You can't, really, to be honest. And
We will
that
see.
needs to be said, talked about enough. Nobody's done this in 4 years. Nobody.
It's been a hell of a run, maybe more of a run. Maybe next Acura Pembroke Pines report from the NBA Finals. If not, you're right. We'll be talking about a season that far exceeded expectations. So tonight we'll decide all that.
All right, follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat and catch him here doing his thing with the Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Ira, enjoy the evening. Let's hope you have a happy locker room.
Well, I'm off to flying somewhere tomorrow. I'll find out tonight about 11 p.m. Thanks, Big O.
You got it. There you go. Ira Winderman and our Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
By the way, don't forget to call my friends at Welton Rayom. If you've been dealing with an insurance company that is just giving you the run, they're great at collecting your premium, right? But then when you've got some water damage from a storm, maybe a condo, maybe the neighbor next to you had a water pipe break and it went into your home, don't call the insurance companies. That's what we normally do. That's what we've been trained to do. It's the wrong thing to do. You call first your lawyers, and that's Welton Rayom. You call them first, folks. And listen, when we're talking about personal injury, commercial litigation, business owner claims, criminal defense, bankruptcy, they can help you in so many different areas. They're in Hollywood. Call them for a free consultation. Dan and Jeff do an excellent job. Pick up the phone, 954-966-4646. Ask for Jeff Welt. He'll take care of you. Great people, man. Just great people. Progressive was giving us the runaround. And, it's a battle with the wife, She wants to call the insurance company. I told her, no, let's call Welton Rayom. No, I could do it. And so, she had to learn her lesson. Don't make the mistakes we did. Okay. Call the insurance company first because call Welton Rayom first. They have their own adjusters. So they'll bring the insurance company to their knees. These guys do it. They had a case with like 180 people part of that case, and they crushed the insurance company. They're representing 180 people suing a company. Okay, these guys are amazing. They've been at it for over 20 years. Great lawyers, nice offices there in Hollywood. But listen, you don't even have to go to the office. You can call, free consultation. You can probably do a lot of it by phone. Just maybe go there to pick up a check. One of our terrific listeners came from Orlando, drove down to hire Welton Rayom. That's awesome. 954-966-4646. Welt and Rayom. Dude 67, happy Memorial Day. Sean and the room. Thank you, Dude 67. Appreciate you. Mark Hunt says, time for Cinderella Heat to take a well-earned seat. A plucky little team now hit the showers. That's kind of what they've been. It's what they are. Ira, I can see Tatum crumbling under the pressure of being at home in the fourth. Hell, he has most of the series anyways. To me, it's up to our guys to take advantage of that to win in the fourth. They got to step up, Jesse. It's up to them. I'm really concerned about Jimmy because the man just doesn't. I mean, if you had the energy, you would have ended it in the last couple. You don't want to wait till game 7. It's not like Jimmy's saving himself to game. No, you're just wearing down more and more as you add more games. So I don't know how he's going to muster the energy that he needs to put them out for 4 straight quarters. And I got to tell you something. I am really nervous about the Celtics coming out on fire today. Actually, do you know why? They've outplayed the Heat in the last 3 games, and then on top of all of that, the ball bounced their way too at the end in the last game. So now, not only are you better than the other team, you always have been, but now you're playing better than them, and now you're getting the breaks, and that just gives you a lift of energy
You know what I mean? Because you have worked so hard to beat them up in the last 2 games, and in the third game, you needed a miracle tip-in by White in order to win. So now you feel invincible, and that's what I'm afraid of, whereas the Heat, well, they keep taking hits and hits and hits, and it's hard mentally to come back from that and physically, to come back from that. It's not an easy thing. This is a hell of a challenge for your Miami Heat. Hell of a challenge. By the way, remember you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. As always, it is there for you. What do we got going on? Let's see. You rarely ever see a team bounce back from the type of devastating loss the Heat suffered Saturday night. You're right. You're right. And when you don't have the weapons you need, which they don't, because they only have Jimmy, really, and Caleb. Caleb's been the other guy. I got to give Caleb some love. Caleb is he's laying it on the line. Celtic fan here, just as much as a Dolphin or a U fan, you absolutely keep it 100. Looking forward to Fins up again. Can't wait for the Fins. I am so pumped about the Fins season. God. I cannot wait for the Fins, bro. Fins up, Big O. Happy Memorial Day. Listening from Chicago. Bang, bang. Jafrod says, Buenos dias, Big O. Rooting for the Heat tonight from San Juan, Puerto Rico. My brother is a Vegas fan. I actually want the series to end tonight. No, man of 1,005 hoes. No. Are you a Panthers fan? No. We want the Stars to win tonight in 4 or 5 overtimes. And then we want Game 7, Knights or Stars. I don't care at that point. It doesn't matter to me. But, add 6 or 7 overtimes to it. And then we're ready for you. No, man of 1,005 hoes. I want a big old fight between those two teams. I want a lot of slamming against the walls there, bro. Okay, I want them to wear themselves out while the Panthers are sitting back, resting, getting that body refreshed and ready to hammer the shit out of you with a fresh body. No. I'll be rooting for the Stars big time tonight to tie that series. John Wayne's 45 says, Big O, 100% on Riley and Bam. Real quick, you think we win the last game if Strus just box out? Yeah. If you just box out White, for sure. You know what I mean? And I know Ira say, well, he did what he was supposed to do. Well, the team didn't do what they were supposed to do. They didn't box out White on one side, and Tatum came flying in on the right side. So if the ball would have bounced to the right side, Tatum would have had a shot at a tip-in, not our guys. We sucked. Okay? And Duncan had 2 threes wide open, and he missed them. And he went 3 of 4 up until that point. He was shooting 75%. And in the biggest moment, Turd City. Can't happen, bro. Those are the shots you got to hit. All the Heat fans do is cry about not all of them, Tank McBride, but there are a few crying about the rest, which is pretty pathetic. It's pathetic. It's what's that word that I'm looking for? It's entitlement. There's an entitlement, like, oh, brother, you're supposed to earn it. I give it to you. And you had every chance to take it away from them with the threes and the boxing out, and you failed. You didn't make the basketball plays in the end. You got what you deserved. The only one that made the basketball play was Jimmy making the 3 threes, the 3 free throws. Everyone at this point is injured from some degree. Yes, that's right. Bam and Alonzo basically the same height. Bam plays much smaller than Zoe. Yes, yeah. Bam doesn't have Zoe's balls. Zoe is fearless, bro. Zoe is a mother effort, man. Lovezo. That guy. that's a player built the right way, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of player I want to see. Now, two different players, two different styles of offense, all of that. You know, they're kind of different. Zoe made a living in the paint, so he was going to be able to block more shots. But I see this whole thing with Bam. They give him too many breaks on not getting any block shots because he's not out in the perimeter all the time. And there are times where you need to ad lib yourself. Let me ask you something. Did Dwayne Wade become the biggest shot blocking off guard in the history of the NBA by covering his guy? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for playing. Thank you for being a part of the program. Thank you for stepping in and learning a little bit about sports. So don't give me this shit about Bam. There's always a fucking excuse with Bam. That's what I'm tired of from the Heat organization, from the people that cover. It's all excuses. Because if Dwayne Wade stays with his man, then he doesn't pick up 70% of his blocks. Am I right or am I right? Right? Because I'm right. I know I'm right. Because it's impossible to be wrong. Because those are the facts. Dwayne Wade wasn't even a good one-on-one defender. He was a Hall of Fame team defender. Because he was blocking the shot of a guy he was not covering. So Bam can't do the same? Okay. I would try to get Caleb's brother in the offseason. I know I'm jumping ahead, but damn, they have the exact same DNA. I don't know. But if you could do that, listen, first of all, let's get rid of the Lowry, Duncan, and Tyler Hero salaries. Okay, let's do that. So that way you have some flexibility. That's the problem here. You need to get rid of a whole bunch of bad salaries. Yes, you are correct, Shang Tu Sheng. Bills have signed Brandon Shell to a 1-year contract. Miami obviously was not interested. He is 31 years old, got a lot of wear and tear on that body. So I think some of the concerns when I was talking to, he's with the Chargers. He's with the Chargers. And I was talking to a buddy of mine that's with the Chargers. He used to be with the, well, you might be. Anyway, he's with the Chargers. And so we were talking about Shell. And he goes to me, the dude has a lot of mileage. So you've got to worry about him even surviving your off-season program. So notice that now the camps are about, you've had the one camp after the draft. Now you're going to have a couple of other camps. So if he's right, look at Brandon Shaw and his progress and see if he's able to hold up, because the injury history is the thing that I think maybe the Dolphins, because this is what he told me on the Chargers side, that you know, the injury part is the wear and tear is the part that they're concerned about with Brandon. So I'm wondering if the Dolphins had the same issue, and that's why they went with, you know, a younger guy, and maybe he was also asking for more money too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what he signed for. I'll be interested to see what he signed for because people were passing him up. So we'll see. He didn't do a bad job here. He did a good job here. You know, I know he ended up with the injury at the end, but he did a solid job here. Dougie Fresh says, using U2 albums as a reference for this series. At first, we were listening to the Unforgettable Fire. Then somebody scratched the needle across the record, started playing No Line on the Horizon. Yes. Yes. By the way, that is a great song. Oh, God. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I love No Line on the Horizon. It's such a great album. It just goes under the radar. Yesterday, by the way, I went into a black hole of the US Festival in '83 because this weekend is the 40th anniversary of the US Festival, which is the second greatest festival in the history of mankind. Nobody will ever top Woodstock because you can't. It's impossible to ever beat Woodstock. But this, you look at those 3 days, and they were perfect 3 days, and they were just legendary bands. So I went into the whole. I saw the whole U2 set. I saw the whole Missing Persons set, Motley Crue, Triumph, Oingo Boingo, oh God, what was the other one? Halen. I saw a bunch of them, and dude, Bono. Obviously this is 40 years ago, so I completely forgot about this. Bono climbed the scaffolding. Okay, I know he did that in Red Rocks, and nobody knew that he was doing it in Red Rocks. And all of a sudden, he was on the top of the stage of Red Rocks, and people were like, "Holy shit!" And the roadies and all that, and the band was like freaking out, like, "My God, he's crazy, he may fall." But I didn't. I completely forgot, didn't realize whatever. He climbed the top of the stage for the US Festival. Okay, the whole scaffolding all the way to the top, and then went all the way across, and then he waved his flag, and then he threw the flag into the crowd, which is like a spear, which is, you would never do that in today's world with lawsuits. The 80s was a different world we lived in, okay? We were actually cool in the 80s, not like these kids nowadays. But anyway, we just like to party in the 80s. We don't take out guns and shoot each other and, do all the stupid shit that you idiots do nowadays. We just maybe got high, maybe got drunk, maybe got laid, rocked on, but that's about it. If there was a fight back in our day, it was two guys with fists. You separated it, and everybody went their way, and that's it. That's how it used to be. Okay, just so you'll know. But anyway, just my man threw that that flag. I posted it on my Twitter page, so I filmed that portion of it so you can see both of them. One climbing up that, and then throwing the flag down, which is like, there's no way you do that in today's world. Even Bono would have never done that in today's world, knowing what he knows now. Then, that's right before they blew up. This is before the Unforgettable Fire, and then obviously Joshua Tree. The Unforgettable Fire took U2 to one level, and then Joshua Tree took them to a level that the entire world found out about U2 at that point. So when he's climbing the scaffold there, he is not one of the biggest rock icons in the world at that moment. So one of the biggest rock icons in the history of music, period, because Bono is clearly one of the top 10 iconic rock stars ever. Bro, that guy could have died that day. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. But it was fun. It was fun going down that rabbit hole of the US Festival yesterday. I was relaxing, kicking back. The wife went out with the mother-in-law. So I just hung out with the dogs and I just went down that rabbit hole, and that was fun, dude. That was fun. I really enjoyed it. I love YouTube because you could find anything and everything on YouTube. And if you're a music fan like I am, my God, you can find concerts of almost any decade. So cool. Scott Foster, Tony Brothers, and John Goebel are the referees tonight. It's not about the referees. It's about the players. Okay. Congrats to the Marlins. They swept the Angels. I mean, the Angels suck, so it's an opportunity. And hell, they even the Ohtani game on Saturday, they won. Ohtani pitched well, his 6 innings. It was just after that they took advantage, which was great. Catcher Nick Forts yesterday, the DeLand, Florida native, went 3 of 4, hit his third home run of the year. Yuri Perez, the youngster, pitched well, man. He's got a 2.84 ERA. He's got a 2-1 record after he won last night. They're in the wild. I mean, it's early, but still, man, Schumacher to keep them there in that 500 area and the wild card. I mean, I think they'll fall by the wayside when it's all said and done. But you got to love it, at least for the first couple months. They're hanging in there, man. Should be an exciting season for my Dolphins. I can't wait, Big O. I haven't been this excited for my fish in a long time, brother. The front office did a marvelous job putting this team together. This is the best Dolphins team since the early 90s. Okay? You got to go back to Marino and Vincent and the Cobra, and, that's what you're going to have to go back to. Okay? Richmond Webb and Keith Sims and early 90s. Keith Jackson, I think, is still on that team and all that. Obviously they had to deal with the Bills, who were freaking – I don't care that they didn't win the Super Bowl. That Bills team is one of the greatest teams I've ever seen in my life. The kicker stopped them from winning at least one. But, my God, that team was loaded. Holy shit, that is one of the greatest teams of all time. But the Dolphins team in the very early 90s was pretty good. It's a pretty good team, okay? It's just the Bills were better. And what are you going to do, man? You got to admit things when they are what they are, and the Bills were better. But this team is as good or better than those teams of the early 90s. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. I am so pumped for this Dolphin season. Dougie Fresh says, if kids today get hit with a flag at a concert, they will need therapy, a Yama, and a darkness retreat to recover. Yep. A therapy Yama. I like that. Big O, if you could pick one rock song to speak to the Heat tonight, what would it be and why? Ooh. I'm tired of playing foolish games. I'm going to say you got to lay it on the line. A little Triumph. Okay? You got to lay it on the line tonight. That's what you got to do. Don't waste my time, as Rick Emmett would say. By the way, great solo in the middle of that. Bono sang Dear Prudence in the middle of I Threw a Brick Through a Window. Bono, by the way, also body surfed. Again, he wasn't the rock superstar that he is or has been the last 30 years. But at that moment, he wasn't that. And the dude dove into the crowd and body surfed, and then they fished him out. There's some of the shit that happened there. I was like, wow, man. Anyway. Lay It on the Line from Triumph. And if you've never heard Lay It on the Line from Triumph, go check it out. It's a great song, man. Great, great song. So I'll go with that. Okay. Those QB passes and three-pointers were very helpful in the first 3 games. Yes, they were. Do you like Making of 5150? I like the album. Is there, you're talking about a documentary of Making 5150? I guess I haven't seen that. It's easy to get caught up in the YouTube rabbit hole. I watch videos of people feeding thirsty squirrels water for about 10 minutes. In my defense, though, it's adorable. Yeah, of course. Oh, now, wait a minute. Now I'm trying to remember how to pronounce your name. Was it Karoon? Now I'm trying to remember. Is it Karoon? God damn it. I'm sorry. I agree, Big O. Best team since the 90s, but this time we are better than the Bills. Yes, I believe so. I really do. Rick Emmett, underrated guitarist, musician, singer, everything. Rick Emmett is freaking a beast. Absolute beast. I'll definitely check it out. More material for karaoke. Yeah, Lay It on the Line is awesome. And my favorite, it's funny because the drummer also sings for Triumph. And my favorite song is actually a song he sings called Young Enough to Cry. And it's got this bluesy feel that is so awesome. Rick Emmett does a great job with the guitar. But the drummer is actually the leader of the band. Okay? I think Mike is his name. He's the leader of the band, actually. Like him and Rick Emmett hate each other now. Now you'll never see Triumph again. I mean, they had some, there was an ugly breakup between them. I'm one of the, I'm fortunate I was able to see them back in the 80s. But it's such a great band. One of the more underrated bands. I think Triumph didn't get enough love from the rock community. Put it that way. But Young Enough to Cry. If you want to hear a killer blues song, rock blues, and the lyrics to it are awesome, do that. And if you want to just go down that rabbit hole, Magic Power from Triumph, Allied Forces. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of songs that they have. But yeah, definitely. Magic Power is legendary, man. Legendary. Let's see. The Heat didn't exist when Larry Bird was playing, so I can't be blamed. Haha. Actually, that's not true. We played against Larry Bird. He was around in 88, my man. Larry Bird retired. I want to say he might have retired like 90, maybe. Something like that. Let me see. I tell you now, man. I tell you now. 92. 92. Heat started in 88, my friend. I know because I saw Larry Bird play against the Heat. I was at the arena watching Larry Bird play against the Heat. So, I do know. Maybe you're young and you didn't realize that. That's probably why. One thing you will get on this show, because I've been around a little bit, you'll get a little perspective at least. That's for sure. We'll reel you in and give you what reality really is most of the time. I'm far from perfect. Yes, he was on that 92. Hell, I think I still have those cups. Was it 7-Eleven that sold those cups? I think I have them somewhere stashed. All those cups of the so anyway. All good in the hood, as they say. Did you see that Tom Brady is now favored, I guess, to come down from the owner's box to play for the Raiders? I got to tell you something, and this is not what you are going to expect to hear. I hope it happens. I hope it happens big time. I think Tom Brady is going to fall on his face. I think he's going to look old. I think he's going to look slow. I think he's going to look like Joe Namath in a Rams uniform. Okay? I think that's what's going to happen. And you know what, dude? You played the life game for a long time, and you were rolling sevens for a long time. From the Tuck Rule to Spygate to Giselle to her making all that money so you can make less and they could add more people, and you had everything go your way. Okay? And you have pushed fate as much as you possibly could with that first championship in Tampa. And that was probably where you drew the line. After that, I think karma now is coming back at your ass with divorce, with the loss against the Bucks, with running out of gas. Last year you didn't even want to get hit because I watched the game. Okay, he was getting rid of the football because he was getting hit too much. So if he doesn't see it, then so be it. Okay? As Christian Slater would say, and pump up the volume. So be it. All right? So be it. You don't want to see it? That's fine with me, bro. You want to come play? I hope. Okay? I mean, I'm wishing that Jimmy Garoppolo stays injured and can't come back or whatever, but these morons knew he needed foot surgery and still signed him. Deion Waiters, Pat Riley. Anyway, so you want to do all this flip-flopping and all that? Okay, you go ahead. You unretired, didn't work out well, unretire again. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Father Time wins every single time. You fought it and won it for a long time. If you don't see all the losing that's going on lately and you want to extend your losing, bring it on. I will be here to laugh at your ass. Laugh at your ass for ruining your relationship because you wanted to hang on to something you didn't need to hang on to. What you needed to hang on to was the mother of your children. But apparently that's really never been an important thing for him because it wasn't the first go around with the other woman. And obviously it wasn't this time around because you did everything to avoid being a husband and a father. You know what I mean? Like it was time for you to be a husband and a father, and you refused to be that. You had nothing else to prove. The world was telling you that. The gods were telling you, bro, it's time. Go. We've given you everything we can give you. That's it. No more. You know? But you're Perseus lost on an island. And there's Zeus to demand the gods to give you a helmet and a shield and everything to protect you. That's what you think. Well, sorry, dude. Not going to happen. All right? Not going to happen. So go ahead. Bring it on, Tom Brady. Bring it on. I think your myth is dead. I think you as a great player, you're dead and done. And that was proven already. But if you want to come back, I'll be here to laugh at your ass. I'll be here to laugh at your ass for being catastrophically stupid. Okay? So, but hey, man, that's what you want to do. At least we'll have the butt of the jokes. Oh, yeah, he won a bunch of but you at the end, boy, he looked like a horse's ass. If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save a game, I'd choose Michael Jordan. Pat said, if I had to choose a player to take a shot to save my life, I'll take Larry Bird. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Oh yeah, ugly ass shot Larry Bird had. Ugly, but effective, man. You know, it wasn't going to be Alex English. Precision, beautiful, textbook. Net. That was Alex English. Those of you that are too young, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's like watching, Steph Curry with a stroke. That was Alex English. Those kind of cats that they just have a beautiful stroke. It's just textbook. You know what I'm saying? And they know how to just perfect it. And but Larry that was an ugly over the head shot but he would make it, man. He would make it. Far from textbook. You should not copy Larry Bird or nothing like that. It's one of those things. But man, was he effective. Muda S says, F you haters, let's go Heat. What is a hater, Muda? What's a hater? If you're not picking them to win today, you're a hater. Is that what the sensitive fan thinks? Because that's I got a guy yesterday or the day before, and he's like, Well, you didn't pick. You're not picking him to win, so you're a hater. No, I'm actually a fan, but I'm objective. See, I don't. That's the problem with some of you out there. You don't understand when you're watching an actual media member. And so my job is to be objective and call it like no matter as much as I love the Heat and want the Heat to win, I can't just pick them for that. That's why there are YouTubers out there that are fans and have no objectivity. So you can watch those people or listen to those people, right? Or you can watch the person that just spews hate because that's the only way they're going to get hits, right? So you can do that. But that's not our job either. We're going to call it like we see it. Okay? It's just the way it is. I told you I told you over a month ago, I believe in the Panthers. I don't really believe in the Heat. Okay? And the Panthers are already in the Stanley Cup. Okay? The Heat have overachieved to this point. I didn't expect them to get this far, that's for sure. Didn't expect the Panthers to get this far, but the Panthers are still the better team. I've always thought that. What can I tell you? Hey, I've told you for years the Dolphins weren't going anywhere. Now, I look at them and I say, this is a team building for a championship now. It's not a matter of being a fan. You know what I mean? That's your job, to be fanatical. That's why you're a fan. You have no objectivity. You're emotional. You're an emotional cripple. And if you don't hear what you want, you get mad. And if somebody doesn't pick your team, you think they're a hater. You know, but that's what fans do. Let's see. What else do we have? Come on, Big O. I know you don't like that he got divorced, but don't hold that again. Eddie, I hold stupidity against anybody. Okay? Seriously. I hold stupidity against anybody. And that was stupid on his part that he picked football over his family when he had nothing else to prove, Eddie. I'm sorry, my man. Okay? That's disgusting, disrespectful, despicable. She has stuck by him through everything. Clearly, they had an agreement because she knew what was going on with Belichick, that he needed to kind of exorcise this demon. He signed his 2-year contract. He got his title, and then he wanted more. And they probably had an agreement that, hey, okay, you tried and that's it, and then let's move on. Did he need an 8th title or something, Eddie? Let's be honest. What was a second title in Tampa going to do for him? Nothing. He's the same exact player, the GOAT. The GOAT with 7, the GOAT with 8, doesn't matter. So he pisses away his relationship with his wife. And obviously that also alters a relationship with your kids, because divorce does, Eddie. I'm a child of divorce, I know. So I am holding it against him. Yeah, I'm holding it against him, dude. It's clear that the man never had any intentions on being a full-time husband and father. So you shit on your wife, bro. She stood by you. She had your kids. She loved you. She supported you. And now when you had to make the commitment to them, fuck, you weren't willing to do it, bro. So I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, I'm going to hold it against him. Hell yeah, I'm going to hold it against him. That's a fucking scumbag move, dude. You made a commitment with your wife, your kids, your family. They stood by you. They sacrificed. They don't see you all the time. You got to, at one point, bro, you got to shit or get off the pot. You got to do the responsible thing. And because you weren't willing to do the responsible thing, that tells me that deep down inside, you didn't really love to want to be her husband and the father of your kids on a full-time basis. So you and I are going to completely disagree on that. I will trash his ass for that. Sorry, bro. As a married man for 29 years, okay? All right? And I've got a daughter. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Hells to the yeah. And that guy hasn't even been married half of what I've been married. Did they even get to 15 years? Not even sure if they got to 15 years. Come on, man. So, you and I are going to look at this completely different. I will crush his ass for that shit. Yeah, Jimmy has to show up, but Vaughn, does he have gas in the tank? It may not be out of his control. Big O, he just need Kachuk as a shooting guard. Bam Adebayo is soft period. He should have gone back to the ring to fight for that last rebound. I'll never forget that soft meltdown. Yeah. His BBs have definitely not dropped. He's definitely a soft player. He's a finesse player. It's a shame. It's a shame. The biggest shame for all of us is that we all know Bam has the ability to be a lot more, and he's not. And that's the part that sucks. Absolutely sucks. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show on Cash App or Venmo. All right. F you, Big O. Thank you, Lion Man. I appreciate you. I get that a lot. It hurts my feelings. God, I don't know how I'll recover. Anyway, I thank Ira Winderman for joining us on the program. We'll be back tonight. Win or lose, we'll be doing some kind of a post-game show. I hope we're doing a positive one. It would be nice. Let's hope that they can get it done. Go Heat.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the